Oh yeah, okay, and we're live. And we're live. Welcome everybody to the GIVeconomy research call. So the purpose of this call is to discuss token swaps, Rari pool stuff, and any like the Toke-Mac reactor, any of these kind of like broader should we do this things related to the GIVeconomy and the Give token. This is the first meeting of its kind. Hopefully we'll have it every week. Griff can't come today, but he'll be able to come on other weeks. And it was at his instigation that I set up this meeting and scheduled it as 2 times. So with that in mind, we can just do a quick round of intentions and distractions. My intentions are to facilitate this call, make sure that we talk about at least the Rari pool and the token swap stuff, and just see what else there is going on. I have a slight distraction that my apple crumble is going to be needing to come out of the oven in 10 minutes, so I'll stop then. But yeah, that's all. Pass it to Mitch.
Yumbo. Apple crumble. My intentions is to find out where the heck these tokens are at, if we need, well, we don't need to talk about the Give pool. Token swaps, water, Rari pool, 1 Give. That's what I want to know about. And I'll pass it to Giant Kin.
Hello there. Intent. Answer things about the Rari pool. I'm hoping to try to talk about some of the settings. I don't know if that's this time or not, just so we can at least put them in and go from there. Distractions, I have a lot, so I'll just pass that to Jed.
Cool. My intention is to tell you guys where the heck the token swaps are at, and my distractions are traveling for work, so got a lot of other stuff going on right now.
Let's sling it over to Katabe.
My intentions is also keep learning more about the token swaps and what all the information around it, and no distractions right now. I'll pass it to Pax the Max.
Sorry, everyone. So my intentions are just to keep track of what's going on, basically, to be in the loop when we need to develop stuff, and to hear what's happening with the token swaps and so on and so forth. So I'm just having distractions, and I have some stuff that I might do in the background, and that's it.
Awesome. Cool, thanks everyone. So since Chad finally has a bit of time, let's give it to Chad to update us on the token swaps.
All right. First one is the Gnosis Give swap. So I had written a draft proposal and shared it with our contact at Gnosis. He had been busy. Apparently he was on vacation for a week or 2. So he said that he's going to get the draft on some eyes over at Gnosis and see what they think. Essentially, it'll be a 500K on each side, so a total 1 million, just like we did for the shapeshift. So it's a pretty big token swap, but it'll be huge to have Gnosis with Give. So still ironing out the details on that one, or rather just getting some eyes on it, so we can iron out the details. So that's the update on that one. The update on the shapeshift, it's now in their phase 2. I can't remember exactly what they call their phase 2, but it's like ideation and then something else, and then it goes on to stage 3, which is when they vote on it. So progress is still being made on that one. We're just kind of following their governance process. So that one should be, I think the time is 5 days last week. So
Question:
sometime this week.
Did we up the amount?
Yeah, so that one's going to be 500K on each side. So we each gave each other 250K, and then we're pulling 250K out of our treasuries, USD equivalent, and so the total pool size will be 1 mil.
Wow. Oh, nice. Cool. Sorry, as you were.
Oh, no, definitely. Definitely some fat liquidity. So I see water on there. So the water proposal went up. Thanks for everyone for enjoying memes. That was fun to make them. So that went up, and the votes, I didn't see a no. The Griff posted that in the farm, or not the farm, what's it called? Sorry, I can't remember. What's the voting platform?
The garden?
Yeah, the garden. So Griff posted that in the garden, so that's up for a vote now. I don't know how long it has to stay up in the garden, but that's where it's at right now.
It needs to get enough conviction to pass.
Yeah,
Got it.
So
Okay.
there's no time limit for it.
When I looked at it yesterday, it was expected to pass in 1 month. So what we would need to make it pass faster is more give holder staking on that proposal. So if you wanted to like rally to push it forward faster, I could share about it on Twitter, and also just like corralling give holders, making an announcement, and the kind of comms around vote on this if you like it.
Okay, yeah, that works. I'll make some posts or whatnot in the Discord and see if we can get some people behind it.
Cool.
All right, sweet. The other one I want to talk about is the tokamak reactor. So I've been working with Decentralized J mainly to push that forward. I've been talking with Appwine, another DAO that has pretty significant or Toka, whatever you prefer, that can help us to get a reactor. Basically, we're going to need to accumulate quite a bit of Toka or put up Give for a bribe in order to get a reactor. There's about 50 DAOs right now interested in getting one, of which a lot of them already have votes, because you don't lose your votes between different core events. So there's already been 2 core events. Shapeshift won a reactor in core 2. So they have a lot of Toka that they can help us with. I talked to Willie, and he's pretty confident that if we sit around, like, just vote for the highest bribe, vote for our partners, and do good in the world by voting for Give to get a reactor, then he thinks that messaging can go a long way. So still just in the ideation phase right now, kind of doing our homework. Built out a model to kind of show us how much money we're going to have to kind of put up to do this right. So baby steps for now, but the core event's supposed to be sometime either later this month or early next month, picking up the pace on solidifying what we're trying to do for this. Also, Willie's talking with the Votomac people. If you're not familiar, it's the bribe platform for Tokamac's core events. His idea is to make a give stream instead of just a one-time. So we have essentially just like a give stream, but it's for the bribers. So that's a really cool idea. So I'll have to get an update from him on that.
So to understand better for me, we're trying to bribe other core. We're trying to buy core toke people, love you, Mitch, who are already have reactors, and then they vote on us to like nominate us to get a reactor. Is that how that works?
So any holder of the token can vote. And I think it's like 5 or 6 votes worth of power for each one token you hold. And the past DAOs that have won reactors have just a hilarious amount of toke sitting around, and they're used for what's called liquidity diversion, which is once you fill up a reactor, you can say, okay, now push to Uniswap or with ETH, or okay, now push the liquidity sushi swap with DAI. That's what reactors do. They essentially are just liquidity engines. So if they're not using all their liquidity direction, which they're probably not because you're set to impermanent loss, they probably just have a bunch of it sitting around. Because in order to get yield on it, you have to actually use it for liquidity direction, and there's impermanent loss risk. So a lot of these that have just a load, a huge load of toke, we're trying to go after them to say, hey, if you're not using it, we use it on us, kind of thing. bribes can reach either them or just, Bob and Joe toke holder that want to get a couple bucks for your toke because it's just sitting around. Because you can actually have your liquidity, you can actually have your toke at surrounding liquidity and still vote with it. So, there's, essentially, to answer your question, yes, and also they don't have to be DAO in order to hold toke that we can bribe.
So we could potentially be bribing like small toke holders like via some kind of incentive. So what would that look like? We like kind of set up like if you have toke, I don't know, how does that work? Like if you have toke, you like pledge to vote or something, and then we give you some.
We sell them Give, no?
Yeah, so kind of, but not. I wouldn't use the word sell. So there's a platform called Votemak, VOTEMAK, and essentially we would post, 100,000 Give as an incentive, and then people go on the platform and say, okay, I can get a piece of the pie in Give, or I can get a piece of the pie in, synthetics, whatever other DAO is participating, and whoever has the biggest bribes typically going to get the most votes locked toward them. So we either have to have a big bribe or we have to have a good message around why we should be picked if we don't have the biggest bribe. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Cool. That makes sense.
But then, so we put up that Give as the reward, and then our players get picked, and then basically release that Give proportionally to the people who backed us with their toke.
Exactly. So Willie's idea is to do it as a stream. Exactly. So then there's not just a huge dumping event right after the reactor, or right after the core event's over, which is the idea. So that's what's going to happen. So that's something that we definitely need to give some weight to.
Yeah, because if like the name of the game is like not to just push more Give into the open market, even if it's streamed over several years. So it's like, if this whole convincing thing doesn't work and we end up just like, I'm just going to say like selling Give to get more liquidity. Like if there's pushback on this farming thing of like rewarding people to provide liquidity, and then we push something else that's basically just like putting a buttload of Give up for sale. Is that fixing a solution, or is it,
Isn't it like Isn't it not even putting up for sale? I feel like it's like just giving it away, right? Don't they like they pledge votes?
It is.
They pledge
it's
votes.
Giving it away.
Yeah, and then
I think that's just the point is the market cap's going to be affected if we're pushing out so much Give, regardless of whether it's sold or given away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Definitely some stuff to think about, and I think these discussions need to be had. We need to make sure we can stomach it, because it's not going to. It's like Willie said, it's going to be very competitive, and it's not going to be an easy thing to do, but it will allow us to basically double it quickly.
Do you have a ballpark estimate of like range of bribes that we'd be looking at?
So Shapeshift did 300,000 last year, and they got first place. It's really, really hard to say.
300K die worth or 300 Fox? 300 Fox.
300K die worth is a little bit over, maybe 340, but
yeah, so that's like that's about close to $1 million Give.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, right?
Yeah. So just some stuff to think about.
Sorry.
But yeah, I gotta jump off the call, guys.
Bye, Chad. Thanks for coming and dropping this big deuce on the call. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, something to chew on. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Take care. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Okay. Cool. Well, Tokamak reactor sounds like a big headache. I don't know, when I talked to Griff about it as well, I was like, wow, this sounds like it's going to cost a lot of Give and be very complicated, and there's a really tight timeline. He's like, probably it's not going to happen. Does anyone have any other opinions on it?
There's like a lot of conflict here with this thing of like putting up the biggest bribe to get this reactor. Just the wording in it just sounds like this is a bad scene for Giveth, guys.
I'm with you, Mitch. I feel like it's probably not worth it. I mean, like, really putting out 1 million give as bribes. Like, we're trying to set up this angel wall thing. Like, how's that going to affect our buy wall too? If it's like we put out 1 million give and it gets dumped, like, that's going to eat into like 1/3 of our buy wall, right?
I mean, albeit if we give them a stream, it'll be over the course of several years, but
right. But I feel like it's, yes, totally. That's definitely true. But also, yeah, I think it's probably, if Shapeshift won with a bribe of 300K in last round, which is significantly less competitive, I think we're probably going to be looking at a likely larger bribe being needed, Like if it was 300K last year with less competition.
Mm-hmm. And even that versus like the yeet concept that Griff was saying, it's like, we don't have a trusted seed,
Yeah, exactly. Giantkin, do you have an opinion? I saw you on mute.
I do, but I think the shapeshift thing, they overdid a little bit, but they also didn't put it all in right now. They actually watched it and put it in as it was going along, and then one person actually dumped in a whole bunch that over what they really needed. But it could be easily that million give sitting there and then dump it in there as it goes. But just remember, everything you put in is gone. But it also brings other people into the give system. Now, of course, if you do that stream thing, that's totally different. And that would bring more.
Yeah. I just wonder about brings what people into the give system? Like, are the, toke holders who are going to be bribing, are they really the people that we really want to bring in and have their voice in here? I don't know. I don't think it's a horrible idea, and it's it just doesn't seem like exactly the people that we need in Giveth necessarily,
That sounds so horrible.
Does that sound horrible?
A little bit, yes.
No, because I
know what you mean, but
yeah,
but most of it's going to be the DAO people, though. So
totally, but it's we were really carefully curated with our give drop list of we want to have donors, crypto philanthropists, people who care about nonprofits, and then it's the whole justification for ending the enormous streams of the UniV3 middle fingers is this is just profit-seeking behavior that's number go up, token price go up. And we want the token price to go up and number go up, but it's the justification for part of the justification for ending those streams is also we don't want so much governance power going, even if they don't dump the give, we don't want all the governance power just in the hands of people who are just keenly interested in degenning, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's we want to create a marrying of degen and regen. I don't know. I think ChadFi is going to push this tokamak reactor thing, and I'm going to continue to stay abreast of the discussion. But it sounds crazy to me.
I think at the last moment, it was pretty tough even for Shapeshift because it was nerve-wracking. We're all hanging around watching. So I do think it'll be worse this time. Because it is kind of a cool system, but
yeah, because also the other thing is if we put out these bribes and then we end up not getting the tokamak reactor, it's we put out over 1 million give, and that's it. For votes and got nothing. It's not even the same as providing incentives for liquidity providers, which is kind of okay, a nice necessary evil.
But you can also be all ready and then decide, obviously, not to do it right then because it's going crazy. Or,
yeah, for sure.
Wow, it might be less than you thought, so you might go ahead and just ape in. I don't know.
I guess I also don't really understand, how it works and why it's so beneficial. I guess it's people get toke incentives for providing give liquidity. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, and it's a one-sided, liquidity thing. So you're just putting in give.
Okay. Wait, so people stake give and they get toke.
Correct.
That is cool. Well, okay. I'm not so against it, but I am definitely cautious.
You're still in the maybes, which I kind of am as well. So
I think we have enough on our plate
Yeah.
to like.
Well, but ChadFi's pushing it, and ChadFi's it's nice we have also more people. So ChadFi, Decentralized Day are putting effort and energy into that. So if they could keep us in the loop on things, it probably the work.
We're just going to decide to have it not get ready.
Yeah, exactly. The work involved is like getting the give ready, and not really like so much from a development standpoint. Okay, cool. Well, I would love to talk about the Rari pool stuff, unless there's any last thoughts on tokamak reactor stuff. No. Cool. Let's talk about the Rari fuse pool. So, so just like for everybody's context, I read Griff's pending forum post a few times. Just recently, apparently, Ichi had a Rari fuse pool, and then the Ichi token dropped like 80% or something wild in the last few days because they had anybody. The way it works, the way the thing works is that like people could put in Ichi and then like borrow stables, and they like over collateralize a little bit with the Ichi, but like anybody could do it. And I think there was some like variability in terms of like how much extra collateral they needed to provide to protect against the price dropping. And what ended up happening is they got like liquidated, and then like their token price just like dropped really harshly. So anyway, this proposal from Griff, which isn't posted yet, but I did link to it in the doc, kind of explains that a little, and just kind of like the idea that what we want to do with Giveth is set up a Rari fuse pool so that we could people could be putting in their stables and earning a yield, and then we would be able to borrow the Fae, and like we would be the only people who put in Give. We're the only people who can like over collateralize with Give and then like borrow that Fae to like kickstart our Angel Vault. So I think like we can set the parameters so that it's like not like anybody can add Give and borrow stables, and not like anybody can kind of like affect the pool in the same way, and like not end up in the same situation as Ichi, and then it's safer. But Giantkin knows a ton about this, and definitely more than I do. So I just wanted to kind of give that my idea backstory. But maybe I'll pass it to you, Giantkin, if you want to give us like a little bit of a lowdown or bring up any conversational points.
Oh boy, put me on the spot.
Sorry.
Answer questions. Depending on all the settings as well, so I'm actually seeing a little bit there. They full set up backwards, in my opinion. The stable coins, instead of being 50% like they had it, they should be there, and they're like the Give token, instead of being 85, what they had there, it should be closer to 50, that sort of thing. Then we can actually spot things. There's only limits to this. There's a whole bunch of settings. I know we can't go through them all today. I would like to at least do the model thing so we can get that done. What me, Griffin, a few others have discussed. I don't know how do you talk about it, when to talk about it. I just clicked on the wrong button.
I don't know. We can talk about some of the parameters right now on this call, but I'm not sure everybody like really even knows how everything works, or like has any questions about like why we're doing this or why we're proposing to do this, or any kind of like concerns or thoughts.
Well, the parts I can answer would be I had a video. Do I have it here, or I leave it at home? I did a video of how, and I just started it. I don't want to watch it. That shows the different models, or at least the ones that they're talking about. It's playing in the background. I can't stop it. There we go. What I set was a model that goes slowly increases. Well, the one that they're kind of talking about is very low, and then at the 80% utilization goes up really fast. That way, maybe we stay under 80% utilization of of the pool.
Wait,
Sorry, I'm actually hyperventilating now.
Oh, sorry. I don't actually really understand your question. Because I don't really understand. Wait, were you saying modal? Parameterizing a modal?
Model. The parameter model. Hold on, which room should I drop this movie that I did in?
Maybe I could put it in the
GIVeconomy
GIVeconomy channel? Yeah.
Gotta find it. Platform. There it is. Okay. All right. All I did was focus on the model of how the loan system works on the right, the bar percentages.
Oh, wait.
So
I
if
don't
somebody
see
deposits, they're going to get.
Sorry.
I just posted it
Gotcha.
in the GIVeconomy.
Okay, I see it.
Okay. It should be there. Okay.
It's there.
All right. Well, then doc myself the best way for me to do this instead of screenshot. Okay.
Sorry.
You'll have to listen to me talk the whole way too. I'm not sure where to go from there at the moment. My nerves sort of is catching up with me at the moment. Sorry.
Don't worry, Giantkin. Don't be nervous. I mean, I think I'm slapping my head on how to even provide valuable feedback at this moment. I'm like, what? I don't even understand what parameterizing the model is for, or what the implications of different parameters are. It's totally not your fault. I don't even know.
No, it's more. I think I'm okay again. I don't like to talk in front of people, so I get nervous really quick. And I was fine for a few minutes, but then I started getting, I feel like I'm getting under the wire there or something. All right.
We're all nice.
If you open up the... That doesn't make a difference.
That's fair.
So what should we be looking at here?
If you open up the fuse poll on your
the spreadsheet?
Actually, no, I'm actually on the Rari's.
I can never get that thing to work, man. It doesn't work on Brave, doesn't work on Firefox.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little hard.
I think I
You
can.
watch my video.
I love videos.
Damn, I think I'm frozen. Oh no, I'm not. It's just everyone's quiet. I think I'm asking too much of my computer at this moment. Sharing my screen and trying to load everything. Live streaming. Okay, this isn't loading for me at all. I don't really think that this is the best moment to be parameterizing this pool. I think that there are better, I don't know, unless the people here are like, no, I know exactly what to do, because I definitely don't have strong opinions, because I don't even really understand what we'd be doing. So maybe we can just kind of stay a little bit more general about if there's any questions about this kind of setup or concerns about doing it at all, and then we could kind of move on to other topics. I think what we need to do for parameterizing this is actually schedule a separate call and have people who are interested jump in. So yeah, but are there any kind of any questions about what is the fuse pool and why we're doing it, or the angel vault, or any of this? Griff's the link to his forum post is as well in the GIVeconomy channel. Okay, cool. Wait, everyone can hear me, right? My computer's struggling, and also it's like I'm talking to the void. No. Damn.
Okay, Lauren, you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Cool.
Okay.
So any questions on the Rari fuse pool, or maybe we can just schedule a call to do parameterization, and I'll just push Griff to get that forum post up there. I don't think that there's any problem with putting it up, even though like Ichi just had a bad experience. I think that's kind of like it's like feeds into how we should parameterize ours.
There's some lessons there to learn. But yep. So I assume next week you guys are off or back?
Yeah. I mean, I'm basically still working all week, and we're also going to be working all next week. So we can definitely, I think, scheduling a call for like Monday or Tuesday. Griff is the one with the worst schedule for sure. So I'll talk to him to get the forum proposal up, and then we can try to have a param party like on Monday or something like that. But yeah, I don't know, how does that sound, Giantkin? I know you really want to like get some answers on like how to set this up or how to change the params, right?
Yeah, the sooner the better. The pool's open. I would just love to have the settings done so that we have that operating properly the way we want to now. Sooner the better is my point. That's all.
Cool. Sounds good. Cool. Is there anything else that we need to discuss or that we could use this time for?
No, I mean, Griff's not here, so I think some of the stuff with this one give and water correspondence.
One give and water?
One give and water.
Oh, separately.
Not the.
I was like, what are we? We're
Separately,
putting one give into water? No, oh my god.